All right, Brian. So tell us your favorite part about CU Intersect, like last year's and what you're looking forward to most this year.
Yeah, that is a really great question. I think certainly connecting with so many people that this industry is so big, right? And we all have a lot of contacts within the industry representing vendor side, but also, personal relationships you start to develop digitally with what we do amongst our member base and the credit unions, and getting to see those people face to face and, break bread with them, which isn't an opportunity we regularly get outside of conferences, and that direct social interaction is a really big deal for me. So I think that's one of the great things. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to for 2022 is to meet more and more of those people as our organization has grown significantly over the last year. I think that and growing the conference in general and, expanding our reach and our mission at CU Intersect, our joint mission to advance credit union, cyber and fraud and technological resilience is what I'm really really excited for. I'm hoping we can sell out our limited space here this year and just keep making it better and better.
Well, mine it actually just came to me, but I used to be the youngest person in most rooms at credit union events and conferences, and CU Intersect I think was the first one that I traveled to post COVID. I'm trying to remember all my
Sure.
timelines now, but I think we bumped CU Intersect a number of times through COVID, and so CU Intersect I think for me personally was the first time I was back at a conference post COVID. And what I found was I there was a number of folks in there that were younger than me, and I found myself in a position to help you know talk through what they were going through, mentor them, if you will, a little bit. I
Hmm.
mean, it was a 10-minute conversation at a conference, but
Right.
I was really refreshed to see other people younger than me at some of these conferences that are looking to develop their career in information security, some of the risk and compliance aspects. And so it was really refreshing. I think what I was excited about was being able to kind of talk and encourage people that were maybe not new to the industry, but new to the InfoSec side. And
Yeah.
I had a lot of passion around that. That was an exciting part for me. So I'm now that I'm thinking through this for this year, I might go try to put some pressure on the Crashers group. If anybody has seen any of the Crash GAC group or Crash any of the other CUNA conferences, maybe we'll have to put a feeler out there and see if we can get some attendance there too. So yeah, I think some of the youth will be kind of a cool thing for me to see.
Awesome.
You know. Obviously, Texas to Newport Beach going to be a little bit of a different change for us, changing
Hmm.
timelines too, and so I'm kind of excited for Newport Beach. The venue is going to be awesome. Why don't you kind of talk through a little bit about the venue at a high level and what we're expecting there?
Yeah, I mean, Newport Beach, California is a really cool location. I think it's one that, for me, myself, I consider myself pretty well traveled, but, it's hard to say that you've been everywhere, right? And so it's something I had heard the name before. I know it's like close to Laguna Beach and conjures up maybe images of like MTV reality shows and things like that. But boy, was I surprised when we took a site visit. I mean, what a neat town in southern Los Angeles, on the southern tip of the metro area, to be that well preserved in their sort of like beach and waterfront heritage and some of the traditions that they have going on. It's a true California beach town. The weather's mild, it's wonderful, gorgeous sunsets, everything you're expecting, great food. And then pull back to the venue. Not only do we have a partnership with the Hyatt Regency, who took over a hotel that has a long, rich history in the town called the Newporter, but they have a really great relationship with another nonprofit locally called Visit Newport Beach. And why that's important in this discussion is, if you're wondering how to plan a trip and make this a full family vacation and engage more than just you and your peers traveling to our conference, that there's so many things nearby, and they make it really easy to figure out what you want to do, from scheduling client dinners or going out to dinner if you're one of our credit union attendees, to finding out all the great things to do in the area, from Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. It's going to be awesome. So we're really really excited about the location.
How far are we away from Disney?
Depends on traffic. It is Southern California,
Sure.
but as quick as 20 minutes, and as long as
Yeah.
I've seen, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's still less than a half hour. I mean, can't beat that.
Yes, my when my wife heard the proximity to Disneyland, the family interest perked up a little bit on attending
There you
that
go.
conference with your old dad here. So I think my spouse and kids may be coming down with me too.
We're in the
So
same boat. Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah,
absolutely.
okay, yeah. They what do you think about this year's conference that's going to be different from last year's conference for the better, presumably?
I think we have a great opportunity to take our agenda last year, which was the first time we had done breakout tracks, and
Mm,
going all the way back to the NCUI South Conference, and be able to take some positive lessons learned from assembling an agenda like that and continuing to advance the current narrative. So, for example, Steve mentioned in our previous talk, and if you're watching this on a recording later on, go watch the other video with Steve Sukup from Defense Storm discussing just how quickly technology continues to evolve in that rapid pace of change. It's a great opportunity where I think we can showcase more and more different technologies and leverage everything is current and in the news as chat GPT to other business challenges and potential risk exposures that credit unions have, and bring those to the forefront and make sure that everyone's taking little bits and pieces to become more resilient at their organization. So I think building off of what I think we did pretty well last year and just making it better and continuing to provide high quality content, I think is one of the great things beyond the location.
yep, no, I'm with you. Internally we haven't released our agenda, but we're obviously setting some concepts and speaking and things like that. And one of the things I'm most excited for is actually some of the hardware, like nerdy side. If
Yeah.
anybody in the infosec space has been to DEF CON before, this conference isn't similar to DEF CON
Hmm.
in some manners, but we are going to be playing with a Flipper Zero and a Wi-Fi Pineapple. And so for anybody that's in the infosec space, that's the kind of stuff that gets me excited, where we kind of get to play with some hands-on stuff, talk about what it actually means to credit unions, how a Flipper Zero can probably bypass your door access controls already, how a Wi-Fi Pineapple can probably help figure out all of the SSIDs that
Hmm.
some employees are connecting to at home. Um, anyway, that's like the inner cybersecurity nerd in me is kind of excited for some of those things too. In addition to the NCUA, will be there, and so kind of hearing from the examiners and exactly what they're expecting, things they're seeing in other credit unions, that type of stuff gets me pretty excited too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and I'm excited in the same boat. I know our analyst is working on a hacking tutorial that can sort of transcend the small organization, let's say CEO that's attending just to learn more, but perhaps most of their infosec stuff is outsourced all the way up to the network security analyst or cybersecurity analyst being able to get something tangible out of it. So definitely bringing some cool nerdy stuff to the picture too that people take away and go, oh wow, that was fun. But staying current too. It's another thing that chat GPT is all the rage right now, and then AI and all the risks you don't know. We'll see where it's at in 6 months when our conference comes around. But what I think we'll be focusing on there is not just AI, but how it's truly impacting businesses versus how it could impact businesses.
Yeah. Brian, last question for you. Using round numbers, seat of the pants percentages here. If you looked at a credit union org chart and job titles,
Mm-hmm.
what percentage of C-level employees attend the conference? What percentage of infosec analysts, or whatever the case
Yeah.
is? What's the typical credit union staff that we see here?
Yeah, we do historically draw a leadership audience for whatever reason. And when I say whatever reason, it's because it goes all the way back to our inception when we were just NCUI was an idea on paper and our conference was sort of our kickoff. But I think it's because we do address a range of organizational topics that can trickle down to so many different stakeholders. So that's probably the reason behind the whatever reason. So for building off of that, though, I would say we're probably 20 to 30% C-suite, to include CIO, COO, CTO, CISO, of course, which often reports as C-suite, but if we're going to put that letter C in front. But and then I would say, down beyond that, another probably 20 to 30% in that VP and director range as well.
Okay.
And then a mix of a wide range of stakeholders rounding out the other 40% plus or minus. So, it's got something for everybody. And whatever your role at the credit union is, I assure you, you're going to get a lot of value out of a conference with such a robust agenda and that ability to, move between our tracks with flexibility. But that said, credit union leaders, frontline defenders, we welcome all of you, and we've got something for you. So.
Sweet. All right, Brian. Well, thanks for your time and the quick recap with me. I think we're wrapping up for today. Everybody go to cuintersect.com. You can go check out the conference details there. October 30th to November 1st, Newport Beach this year. Be there. It's where all the cool InfoSec people are hanging out. Come hang out.
Really awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Robbie.